Horror is a fragile genre. Without careful thought, a decent idea can turn into a stereotypical nightmare, and not the scary kind. Aside from the proper editing, cinematography, and tone required to create a well-received horror film, having a good villain and/or creature stands above all. Now, I could list off dozens of examples of great horror flicks with terrifyingly memorable horror villains, but for the sake of keeping this channel trendy and up to date, I'm going to talk about Pennywise the Clown. Aside from keeping things relevant, I do believe Pennywise remains one of the greatest characters to come out of the genre as of recent. It's rare to get the same feeling out of a character twice, especially when that feeling is fear. A few days ago, I went to see the 2017 version of It in theaters, and was pleasantly surprised. The idea of scary clowns has been butchered to death since the John Wayne Gacy incident back in 1980, a clear influence for the original It novel by Stephen King in 1986. I'd go as far as to say, clowns have reached werewolf and ghost status of popularity in the horror genre to a point where, if you're going to make a film based around something as simple as a scary clown, it's going to take a lot to make it stand out. Before I go any further, I know that technically Pennywise is an undefined morphable character, but for the most part, he's a clown, so I'm going to talk about that. I feel Pennywise ended up being as scary and as memorable as he was for good reason. There's something uniquely horrifying about basically every aspect of this character. I guess to understand why Pennywise became the successful character he is, it's important to understand the fear behind clowns. Now, I know Pennywise isn't exactly a normal clown. He has sharp teeth, a giant head, strange mannerisms, and a random power. I mean, don't get me wrong, those characteristics are terrifying, but they're terrifying in the moment. What I love about Pennywise is him being in the sewer, not showing any of these characteristics, and making it one of the scariest shots in film history. All that was really necessary to make that shot as scary as it ended up being was him being a clown. So why are clowns scary? To me, clowns are the horrifying creatures they've become due to the fact that they aren't creatures at all. This same question was addressed back in 1970 in a hypothesis known as the Uncanny Valley by Masahiro Mori. The hypothesis got across the idea that human replicas that contain almost identical human features give off feelings of eeriness. Clowns, unlike werewolves, ghosts, and vampires, are ordinary people in makeup. Anyone around you can wear clown makeup and become as authentic of a clown as they could be. The idea that behind that white face paint lies someone with reason to wear makeup and disguise themselves as a happy character is what scares all of us, or at least me. Moving past that, I feel Pennywise, more than other clowns, makes for a great horror character. A common complaint I hear about the new film is the amount of loose ends we were left with in the end. While I do feel certain loose ends regarding the kids' characters were problematic, I felt that Pennywise's character was perfectly informed. Now, listen, I know, I saw the ending, they're obviously saving some of this for chapter 2 or whatever. But while the original novel gives the reader a deep and complex backstory for Pennywise, I don't see the same depth being translated into the films for the sake of keeping things scary. Like I said earlier, the mystery behind clowns is what makes them scary. That being said, the mystery behind Pennywise as a character makes him what he is. Referring back to the iconic first scene, this shot leaves out so much information about what or who he is. I mean, seriously, what is he doing in a sewer? The more we know about any given situation, the less afraid we become. This explains the decline in scariness with each Paranormal Activity film that comes out. We know as much as these children, and these kids don't know anything. So to answer the question, how does one make a good horror villain? Keep things open. The beauty of horror compared to most genres is the ability to not tie up loose ends as a way of enhancing the story, something horror films often do too often. We don't know Pennywise completely even when the credits roll, keeping him in our minds knowing his quote-unquote death might not have even been a death. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to go see It when you have the chance. It's scary, it's shot well, and my god is this kid hilarious. As always, don't forget to subscribe, stay out of the sewers, and thanks for watching.